Greetings and salutations from beautiful West Palm Beach, Florida. Burr, 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 burr. Welcome back to my channel. I remember back in the day hanging at one of my friend's crib, watching a little bit of cable TV, which at the time we unfortunately didn't have because my parents didn't want to pay for it, which I'm sure a lot of you can relate to. And I came across this very, very interesting Jordan brand commercial. I've always been fascinated with it, and recently it kind of popped back up in my head again. So I thought I'd make a video revisiting it. So let's strap in and talk about it. The year was 2001, and the man that many consider to be the GOAT, Michael Jordan, had been out of the league for about 3 years at this point. Though at the time he was working as an executive for the Washington Wizards, his signature sneaker line lived on through his collection of Jordan brand athletes. The focus for the up-and-coming Jordan brand at the time was featuring and nourishing this collection of hand-picked brand ambassadors who represented the pinnacle of their respective sports. They were the future, co-signed by the greatest competitor ever. Not only did Jordan brand feature these future titans, but they also wanted to connect the brand with the streets. You see, Jordan made the shoes popular playing in them, but it was the casual wearer obsessed with Jordan's legacy, but also recognizing the style inside of the function of the signature Air Jordan line that catapulted Jordan brand to such iconic status. So what was the best way to fuse these two things together? Through music, specifically rap music, which is where our next major player comes in. Mos Def, aka Yasin Bey, is a Brooklyn-born MC who was making waves with two critically acclaimed records. 1998's Mos Def and Talib Kweli are Black Star, and his solo record 1999's Black on Both Sides. Both records were filled with not only dope flow and harmonies, but also sprinkled with pro-black messages that were anything but subtle. Though the early to mid-90s were filled with MCs delivering similar messages in their music, the late 90s ushered in a more glossy version of rap, with the focus being on violence and flossing your wealth. At the time, Mos Def's music was a breath of fresh air, finding some moderate mainstream success with songs like Miss Fat Booty. Still, Mos was considered an underground rapper, not the first artist you'd think a major brand like Jordan would call to headline a commercial. Well, you'd be wrong. The fall of 2001 brought us a few key things. The return of MJ to the basketball court, this time forsaking his role as an executive with the Washington Wizards to suit up and play with the young guys he was mentoring at the time. It also brought us the release of the Air Jordan XVI and the marketing push to accompany it. This is where Jordan brand tapped the up-and-coming Mos Def to provide the soundtrack for what I consider a game-changing ad. The song they selected, Umi Says. It's not uncommon for commercials to utilize pop music for their ads. Usually it's something recognizable, or at the very least an undeniable earworm. They play it safe with songs containing controversial or explicit lyrics being strategically edited to highlight the feel-good parts. This is one of those rare cases where those rules were broken. You see, Umi Says is a black liberation anthem set to a smooth, jazz-inspired down-tempo jam. Its lyrics were centered around the internal struggle of a black man who just wants to be free of the perils of this world, wishing that not only for himself, but for other black folk just like him. It features the unforgettable call, "I want black people to be free, and that's all that matters to me." It's a positive and uplifting song, but it's also so specifically black. You'd think the marketing team behind this would make a different choice out of fear that it would isolate an entire audience. But instead they went all in on it, not only using the song, but also featuring Mos Def in the ad. The commercial itself feels like a music video, starting off with shots of Mos Def around the studio playing various instruments and performing the song itself. Then it starts cutting to scenes around the country showing various Jordan brand athletes interacting with their communities. Eddie Jones playing pickup games at the park, Derek Jeter driving through the hood while kids play stickball in the streets, Roy Jones Jr. running through the streets while a young black black kid looks on in admiration, and of course, MJ himself hitting the inner city gym for a little pickup basketball, all while cutting back periodically to shots of Mos Def still performing the song in the studio. What I found the most fascinating about this commercial is the focus being placed squarely on the black and brown experience. It was Jordan Brand's acknowledgement of those communities and their impact on their bottom line. It's something that would never ever happen today. Even when I recalled this commercial, I was sure they had removed the overt "I want black people to be free" lines from the song, but upon revisiting it, I was completely wrong about that. They left the lyrics of the song mostly intact for the longer version of it. There were a few 1-minute versions of the ad, obviously being a little bit more edited for brevity. What I find to be even more curious about this commercial, the shoes themselves aren't really featured at all. You can just barely see him on MJ's feet near the end, wearing his signature wide leg warm-up pants, so you can only make out that recognizable patent leather toe box of the 16. These ads really are about the Jordan Brand athletes, Mos Def, and the black and brown experience. And that's why I consider this to be the most radical Jordan Brand commercial to date. Well, here we are, right at the end, my friends. I wanted to make this video because I've always found this commercial fascinating. It's just amazing to me that it even exists. It's so different than the pandering ads that Nike did in the wake of the Colin Kaepernick situation and in the midst of the BLM protest from a few years ago. Don't get it twisted. It is not lost on me that this commercial mostly exists to get black and brown people to continue spending their dollars with the brand. Still, it feels like an earnest attempt to represent black and brown people in an honest and positive way. Considering MJ's complicated history with the black community and rap music specifically, it's crazy to think that he gave the okay for this. I just wanted to talk about this because this commercial is over 20 years old and there's a whole generation of people who don't even know it exists. Of course, as usual, the smells are being provided by Boy Smells right here. Managed to get it in the shot. This time it is the Cowboy Kush. Love this one, haven't had it in a long time. Love the smell though. Excited to be illuminating my house with a familiar friend in the Cowboy Kush. If you enjoyed this video, drop your boy a like. Let him know you fucks with your boy. Let's continue the conversation down below in the comments. Had you seen this AJ16 commercial before? Is it your first time? Were you surprised about the content as I was? Just keep it respectful in your debates. That's all I really ask. If you're loving this or any of my other videos, please feel free to click that subscribe button down below. And if you're feeling real frisky, turn them post notifications on so you know when your boy drops something new. This video came out mad quick. I just dropped another video no more than 2 weeks ago, and I'm already hitting you with something else. So I'm delivering on my promise to get you more content lined up too. I'm still debating whether or not I want to do that gift thing I talked about in my last video. If you hadn't seen my last video, go check it out right now. Boop, that little review I did on the Air Jordan 1 Elevate. Go check that out. Throw your boy a like on that one. Leave a comment on that one. Tell me if you really wanted to buy them shoes. I wanted to buy them. I liked them. Shit, I got them. Anyway, I got a whole review out of them. Go check them out. And of course, if you want to, you can come check me out on Instagram. I actually do be on Instagram. I don't post a lot of photos, but sometimes I do. But if you feeling like my little work fit for the day, my little story, let me know. You know what I'm saying? Just hop over and be like, boy, I fucked with that. That was hard. I like that little hoodie jeans combo you put together. However it is, whatever you feeling, you can tell me my fit is trash. I don't care. Either way, I'm down for the engagement. So fox with me over here on Instagram. You feel me? Other than that, man, I'm chilling, man. Just this little video I wanted to put out real quick. More stuff coming down on the pipeline. Trying to get a little bit more consistent for y'all. At least once a month. But hey, you know, maybe I have some little shorts I can fit in here and there. But anyway, man, I'm gonna keep it pushing, man. I really appreciate y'all taking the time out to watch my little video. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the growth. 200 subs. Shout out to y'all. We finally got there. We just need to keep grinding it up. You feel me? But until next time, peace.